What's a history fact that just gets you choked up every time you have to tell it?
By the time Christopher Columbus got to Haiti, he was so far in debt that he had to promise his investors boats full of slaves to pay back his debts. But the problem is, due to the horrible conditions that he had them in on the ships, too many of them were dying to be able to make up for the dividends lost for his journeys around the world. And because of that, when he landed in Cacao in Haiti, home of the native Arawaks at that time, he made it a rule that everyone over the age of 14 had to bring him a certain amount of gold every 3 months. And if they didn't give him the gold, they didn't get a copper token around their neck. But why would they need a copper token? Because any of the Indians found without the copper token had their hands cut off and bled to death. And things proceeded to get so bad that mass suicides began amongst the Arawak people. Arawak mothers and fathers had to make awful decisions in order to save their children and infants from the Spaniards. The Arawaks resorted to using cassava to poison themselves and their children to not have to face the Spaniards. And for anyone who doesn't know, cassava is a tuberous root vegetable that has to be thoroughly soaked before it is ingested, otherwise it is concentrated cyanide. It had only been 2 years since Christopher Columbus and his men arrived on this island in Haiti, and in that 2 years, half of the over 250,000 native people there were dead. And yet there are still people in this country who will actively try to convince me that we still need to thoroughly hang on to having and celebrating Christopher Columbus Day.